Yeah, I know it kind of sounds like some people who may be listening, it may sound like we're un-American, like we're commies or something, but that's not true. Our government are commies. They're Bolsheviks. And you don't need to look any further than the Communist Manifesto. You don't need to look any further than the policies implemented the last 10 years, or the last 30 years, the last 100 years. And as I said, if it looks like a Zionist and it smells like a Zionist, it is a central banker. And central banks have caused every boom, every bust. They fund both sides of every war. And so we're not un-American. And I say God bless Americans. Oh, yeah. God bless Americans. Welcome to the rebirth, the rebirthing of JJ here at the UCY.TV Media Network. Good morning to everybody. Hey, it's Sunday. I'm glad. I hope everybody hears me just fine. Man, I love that intro. I don't know how many times I've thanked Jules for putting that together, but that's a speech. That's one of many speeches I've speechified at Freedom Palooza. That was from Freedom Palooza 3 when the ADL went and called all our good buddies at the Oath Queefers and the constitutional sheriff retards, including the panhandler Richard Mack and Larry Pratt, and they all stabbed us in the back. So, you know, Freedom Palooza ended up as 3 days of speaker guest JJ, speaker guest JJ, JJ speaker JJ, JJ. So, you know, but we had a lot of good friends that came. The James Traficant, Congressman Jim Traficant came. He's been to he came to the first 4. Unfortunately, he won't be at this next one. And, I mean, excuse me for it if I don't shed a tear for the Oath Queefers. And yeah, and I am saying that disrespectfully in their little battle with their friends in the SPLC and the BLM. Because if you ask me, SPLC, BLM, and Oath Keepers are not enemies. They're peers. And I'll stand by that. And you can tell Jewett Rhodes or any one of them. All right, you know, people go to no ends. No ends. They see me in the woods, and someone else walks in the woods, and now we're both agents, and that was my FBI handler. But and just jump to all these different conclusions about how you can connect to all these different people to different things, but yet you go and look at this ongoing SPLC, BLM, Oath Keeper, you know, and I'm sure, because I don't pay close attention to it, because I could care less about the Oath Queefers, whatever you want to call yourself, I could care less. You're not even law enforcement. What fucking oath are you keeping, you idiots? I believe that you guys are all working together. SPLC, BLM, and Oath Keepers. Jewett Rhodes is an agent. He was seen. Look, if I was seen, what if someone like George Bush was seen talking in private to a guy like Jared Miller, or some other, like, you know, black op guy was talking to this kid who would later kill 2 cops and drape a Gadsden flag over them? A million conclusions that get jumped to, but this scumbag Jewett Rhodes does it. There's eyewitnesses. I know he explains it off. But you guys let a guy just make one quick, not even a full sentence statement, and let him off the hook because he's one of us. He's one of you then. He's not one of me. None of them groups. They're all infiltrated. Don't trust them. Get out if you're in one. Start your own group called Me, Myself, and I, and then maybe find some friends that might be nearby. But let me tell you, most of your friends, if ever there is a day where shit hits the frickin' fan, 90% of the people that you think are your friends would sell you out for free food, for cable, for favor with the local scumbags. So don't buy the Oath Keeper bullshit, and don't listen to their cries about how the SPLC is targeting them, because the ADL attacked me, my friends, our event, and these scumbags, the Jewett Rhodes, the Larry Pratt, and, the other Oath Keepers and sheriffs sent letters to the ADL where they're also listed to distance themselves, to throw us under the bus. Now we're supposed to give a crap about people who claim to be constitutionalists. Anyways, enough about that. Hey man, I really am glad I'm back on the air, at least temporarily. I'll try to keep this up on a regular basis. But I had to say that about the Oath Keepers, because they're not your friends. Don't trust them. Do not trust them. Now, you can say what you want about me, say what you will about me, but I'm never going to sell somebody out to the feds. Not for money, not for influence. And I don't know how many other people can say that. There's a few. I don't think Jack Blood would. You can say what you will about him, but he's a genuine guy. He's not a Fed, and he ain't working for the feds. I love him. I love Jack Blood. I love Deadline Live. If Jack's listening, man, thanks for letting me come on the show the other day. I had a great time. I was firing on all 8 cylinders, just dropping bombs. So, anytime, my brother, anytime. Yeah, at the end, I don't know. I feel like I had a great time, and I really appreciate it, man. Moving right along. I will, in a bit, let people call in so they can let me know what they think of me. But I guess, did you see that Hillary? I mean, of course Hillary Clinton, but took money from companies that were trying to influence her. But all these upstate New York companies, I just can't wait to get out of New York, and that's coming. So what's a politician do? A politician punishes his friends, and he rewards, or punishes his enemies and he rewards his friends. And so don't trust a politician. And we're talking about this new selection season coming up, Jeb Bush. And no one will ask him that question. What about PNAC? What do you have to say about your involvement in the project for a New American Century? And the fact that you're part of a group of people who foresees, trembles at the thought, at the idea, quake giddy with joy at the idea of a global empire where there's peace on earth at the end of a barrel of a gun. What about your involvement there? But no one will ask him. No one will ask him about his. No one will ask him about his involvement or his fealty, his loyalty to the Jewish lobby, and just so that it's more than just a Jewish lobby. All right, it's a Judaic agenda, and it's thousands of years old. So don't be fooled by that, by Zionist and Jew this and Jew that. There's other things that those fuckers are going to burn in a pit of hell of excrement like they believe that our Messiah did. So just, we've got to move on because there's so many of us that are going to need help. So many of us are going to have to love one another and just to be there for each other because they're going to pick and pop us one at a time here pretty soon. The good ones are gone. To Aaron Schwartz, rest in peace. The James Trafficant, even Edgar. Let me tell you a story about what they did to my friend Cindy, to Edgar's wife. I might not even be able to make it through it without crying. These dirty son of a bitches. after he's spent after getting his life in prison, and he's been sick. All right. Well, he died last year, and this is Edgar Steele. Definitely published many books exposing the Jewish, not only the Jewish conspiracy, which is real. I mean, the Jew Masons, all these secret societies, all their rituals are old Talmudic rituals. None of these people are like, traditional descendants of Bible-toting Jews. So don't feel bad. They call themselves Jews, so just use the word. Don't be afraid of it. But Edgar, who definitely, and to his credit, because of his associations and his knowledge, would represent people being attacked by the ADL, by the SPLC, by some of these other left wing, not even all Jewish, but most of these Jewish left wing attack groups. And so he would represent people because he believed in the Second Amendment, that everyone has the right to say whatever they want, or the First Amendment, rather, excuse me, and the Second Amendment. But I like to make the point that the First Amendment was first. I mean, some people think, well, they were Jew Masons, so all the amendments are just a trick. They're just a trap to get caught in, which, hey, my rights, they come from God. They're organic. They're natural. I don't need a government telling me what I can say, and I'm smart enough to understand that sometimes that some of the things you do carry, even if they're not official sanctions from a governing body, people just in your area, in your community, find certain things reprehensible. You live in a place where you can still do that, but you're going to be shunned. Just understand that. Well, Edgar, at any rate, died in prison last year. And if only that was the end of the story. Well, and his wife, they had a plot, Cindy Steele, who Edgar was accused of trying to kill. And it's a long cover-up, a long story. I've had her on my show several times. I'm not going to go into it now. But the point is that her husband died in prison, and she'd made arrangements. She lives in Idaho. She'd made arrangements because they were from Washington, and this had been dragging out for so long, and her parents and family lived there. And they had burial plots at a cemetery attached to a church in Oregon. And the Board of Parole there, or whatever you want to call it, in California, the California BOP, I don't know if it's parole or pardons or prisons, Board of Prisons, probably Board of Prisons in California, had agreed to have his body shipped to have it shipped to the chapel, to the burial plots that they had purchased years ago. And apparently, before the body was shipped, some unsaid, unnamed individual called the chapel, told them who Edgar Steele was, and called him a Nazi and a white supremacist and an anti-Semite and whatever you want to say. So as Cindy was getting ready to go and get her husband, her dead husband, who they dragged through the mud and destroyed, whose family they tried to destroy, this woman who's already heartbroken by this whole ordeal, and yet Cindy's strong and she's carrying on. And I'm not positive we'll be able to get her down here this year, but we're going to try. So just to make it even worse, before she could receive the body for the funeral, the chapel informed her that not only would they not receive the body, but they refused to have his body in their cemetery. And then she didn't know what to do. She didn't have the money to do anything else. So Edgar had to be cremated and mailed to her. They cremated him and mailed them to her. She got her husband in the mail. Instead of being able to gaze upon him one last time, So just one last twist they had to give her, him, her, both of them, the entire family who'd been affected by this for so long. And that's what we're dealing with. And, you know, infighting doesn't bother me because most of the people in this movement are pieces of shit. Backstabbing assholes that would rat you out in a heartbeat. Don't trust them. The people running around saying, look at me, look at me, look at me. Don't trust them. Because the real people who start making waves, hell, I have an autistic friend, Brian, who's going to come on Tuesday. That did more in 2 weeks. The entire truth movement's done in 10 years. And when he needed the help of this alternative movement, he got nothing. Nada. The big fat zilch. So, you know, I had to lay that out. All right. It's been a while. I haven't been on the air. I just wanted everyone to know how I felt about Oath Keepers and Larry Pratt and those guys, because of the influence that they peddle now. And it's not just in the movement. Larry Pratt is part of the Council for National Policy. Friends with Ashcroft and scum like that. Why would you even want to be part of that or part of anyone that's part of them? Or that frickin' retarded Sheriff Kessler and all the 3% groups. I mean, he's come out and admitted, oh, I did all that to get everybody's attention and bring all the idiots out of the woodwork, which he did. I just don't think anybody should join a group, or even form a group. If we're not going to be able to, to what end, though, is what I'm saying. If you form a group, have a mission statement. It's not, we won't be fooled. We won't be fooled again. That's old and used up. That's an old mission statement. Don't work. No, it was the sheriff from Delaware that canceled on us, Chris, and I give him a pass because he is still a professional person. And but I don't give, and he wasn't listed as an enemy of the Jew on the ADL's website like Larry Pratt, like allegedly Jewett Rhodes and some of these others are. So the friend of your friend is the enemy of your enemy is not your friend. He's just your enemy's enemy, and he'd stab you in the back too. Don't forget that. Baltimore. I know everybody would be happy. I said it before, if us dirty, evil Europeans would just all kill ourselves. It's just not going to happen. I believe he was in North Carolina, Kessler. Might have been Pennsylvania or Virginia. Maybe Virginia. I saw him wearing a massage shirt, so I was like, no, you're a lunatic. Well, and he was. And he looked like a guy who'd listened to Alex Jones for 6 years. He looked like he watched Alex Jones act like a moron on Piers Morgan, and then he started making those videos. I don't trust either one of them. Save your money. If anything, don't send it to those scumbags. I know I kind of offended some people, and I apologize. Fox put out a poll. 60% of Americans think that terrorists are living next door. My neighbors are positive. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, my neighbors like me. They know I'm not a terrorist. But most of my neighbors are Islamophobes. You know what I'm saying? And that's a touchy subject. It's hard to address with them, but I do. The thing of it is, as I've heard people say before, your average person doesn't go to work, come home, and then spend 8 hours reading documents in newspapers from around the world, and so, and is that their fault? No. I mean, I don't like being disrespected. That's my thing. You don't have to. You can think I'm crazy. You can even say, "Hey, man, I think you're crazy." But when some of these people just get just out of control, like you're a lunatic and leave the country and you're going to hell, make me leave the country. Make me, man. Don't just say it. The easy part's done. Make me. So 60% of Americans think there's a chance that terrorists could be their next door neighbors. And these have to be, I mean, who the hell did they ask? What idiot thinks his neighbor might be ISIS or a terrorist? Of the 60%, apparently like 29% believe it's highly probable that ISIS was closer than ever before. ISIS. Oh my God. Do they have a vaccine for that yet? Is there an ISIS vaccine? Yeah, it's an M16. Hoo-ah, yeah, America. I know. I get it. America flag. Ooh-ah, yeah, we're Americans. We're Americans. Motherfuckers can't even tell you where they can tell you Washington's the capital, but I bet you half the population of America doesn't know where it is on a map. Pardon my French again. Pardon my French again. So 60% of Americans think that their neighbors could be terrorists. Listen, man, we're like one step away from rewards for information on your neighbor, which there already is. But just wait, and 30% of the people that think their neighbor might be terrorists think they might also be ISIS. And then you got Mr. Terrorist himself, John McCain. Look, John McCain, all right, was just, I believe, given a position as an ambassador of something. I'll have to check. Or he's got an official position in the Ukraine. I mean, that scumbag piece of crap who dines with Islamic mercenaries around the world. ISIS are just Islamic mercenaries, man. They're not even Islamic. They're just Arab, brown-skinned mercenaries with Korans. So let's see what this voter. I got to know the voter demographic. 60% of my neighbors, of the people that live in my town of maybe 10,000 people, if that, do not believe that terrorists live next door. I'm sure these are urban areas. It might even just be made up. These guys, everything on TV is a lie. And I could talk till I'm blue in the face. I'm obviously preaching to the choir here, but it just everything they say, every stat they give you, every fact they give you is a lie. It's a freaking lie. Well, 60% of it's true. No, none of it's true. It's all a lie. It's all made for TV. The whole world is a stage, and we're just merely players. We're just pulling the strings. Or we're just being pulled. We're the audience. We're spectators. We're the lifeblood of the parasite. They get more blood when they can keep you calm. They don't want to suck you out too soon. They get you all riled up. You pump all your blood into them too fast, they may explode. Hillary Clinton would. Although Hillary Clinton could probably suck the blood of 8 babies all at once. Little baby girls. all at once without exploding. It's my first show back. I wonder if I should talk about the news. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Let me go back to the. By the way, give me a few more minutes here. We'll do the second part of the show. I'll take some calls so you guys can say hi. I know I suck. And look, man, this is a great network. And one of the things you got to understand is Jules is pretty careful about not jeopardizing the network so that it's always there for somebody, or it's there until she just can't do it anymore. She doesn't get a whole lot. She gets respect, but she doesn't get a whole lot of help. And she gets attacked, left and right. And I love Jules and her husband, and they're friends of mine. And so just have a little bit of sympathy, for some of the things that are going on. Like if you have somebody come on your show, I mean, you can say what you want. You can call the people that listen to our network who are loyal, who've been here for years. You can call them drunk hillbillies. You can, whatever. And you know what? You should do that. But you shouldn't do it on the air or write letters or write, and use and try to slander an entire network. I mean, and I'm not going to name any names. I mean, I looked into this guy, and oh God, he just reminds me of the whole Chris Geo, Bob Tuskin, whine ass crybaby piece of crap crowd. I know some people like him, but I hate whine ass crybabies. Go get a diaper. Go get a diaper and a baba. You're in the big world. We're grown-ups. We're men. We're not trying to be the cool guy at a party because nobody liked us when we were growing up. And now it's in vogue to be a left-wing patriot panhandling freedom squatter. I'm going to guess this is why we'll never do a show at RBN or GCN. Oh, man. And I apologize. Look, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody or insult them, but grow up. I mean, grow up, please, will you? I mean, we're all friends, all right? We're all goy. We're all frickin' Palestinians, man. All right? Get along. Even if you can't get along, be smart enough to know when not to frickin' say something. You don't have to always get some shit stirred up. I wish everybody would act like the people that they're talking to in a chat room were right there in front of them. Because I'd be doling out throat chops left and right. Cha-cha! Cha-cha! Figures. Shaliak. My good friend Drew Shally. I love you, brother, man. You've been doing your show every Sunday without fail. Drew Shally. Cold Reality. What is it, Drew? Cheapers, creepers. I'm just sitting here telling him what a great guy he is, and I can't remember the name of his show. Cold Reality News. My man with the Gretsch. Somebody asked me what kind of guitar he has. He's got a Gretsch. It's a beauty. And he knows how to play it. And he's been to two of my last Freedom Paloozas, and I'm sure I'll get him down here to this one. So thanks, my brother, my friend. Drew Shally here at the UCY Radio Network. Cha-cha! That's just to keep you sharp, Drew. Remember, you could always get a throat chop, just like the end of four fingers, right across your throat. A lot of times that takes the snarkiness right out of a guy. I don't even want to call them men because you're not going to throat punch a man. A man has enough respect that they're not going to sit there and talk to you like they were in high school hiding behind a teacher's leg. So, you little sissy crybaby son of a guns. Just make me ill. Backstabbing, backpedaling, couch swapping, hand holding pieces of dung. And people say, well, Jim, JJ, if we don't all work together, we're not going to get anything done. No one's ever got anything done, you idiot. None of you fuckers ever go to the town hall and question what the hell is going on 15 feet from you. They're only interested in selling ad space, banners, getting paid to come and speak and tell people they're screwed. Hey, you're getting screwed. That'll be $5, please. I wish I could get paid for people to tell them they're getting screwed. I mean, we created an entire page called Restless Middle Finger Syndrome. Well, that's actually me telling the people that are screwing me, F you, buddy. I like it like grape. So when you're going to screw me, you got to beat me senseless first. And I'm not even a tough guy, man. I'm just not a little pussy asshat. I don't partake in scumbaggery. I love that word, scumbaggery. Mike. Let me tell you something. I've met so many cool people. Even though this place, this thing is full of parasites and squatters and just people that are just want and don't want to give nobody nothing ever. Don't want to help anybody. But those people aside, I've met some seriously people, wonderful people that are dear to me that I'm going to know for the rest of my life. There's several of them in the chat room. Some of you are listening to me right now. Some of them aren't. But I've met people, and I'm humble, man. I know people that, might find it, odd that I say I'm humble, but I am humble. I'm humbled by the fact that there is some things going on, and there are things. Here's the deal. Everybody should know about fluoride. Whether you can get frickin' fluoride out or not, everybody should know about it. Whether you can, stop the wars. Everybody should know the scumbags that are funding both sides. It's not a matter of trying to make a living at it. And I don't really mind people that do. I just hate people that are just constantly trying to sell shit and just trying to think up different ways of, not necessarily tricking me into giving me money, but, knowing how to play my heartstrings so that I feel guilty about not. I just get tired of it, and it makes me, sometimes disillusioned. But I'm grateful for all the wonderful people I know. I know people all over the world, every continent, people that call me friend, not people that, actually friend, who actually feel a friendship with me. Even though it's long distance, even though it's likely that a lot of us won't ever meet. I'm grateful for those people, man. For those people who identify with me. And it's just because I have, I got a big mouth. But I try to be real. I try not to lie. Hey, man, I'm a piece of crap like the next guy. I'm not going to try to lie to you and say I'm not. But I'm not going to step on your face so I can get the next rung on the ladder. I just won't do it. I'll mill around the bottom with you, man. We rode this river together. And I'm really, I'm at a loss for words sometimes when I try. There's a lot of people that really, really, really dislike me. They think I'm an asshole. Not my friends. My friends know I'm an asshole, and they still like me. You know what I'm saying? And I still like all my friends, even the asshole ones. And even the guys that really just want to make some money at it. I just don't have any respect. I know a lot of people don't have something else to fall back on, man, and I feel pity for you. Not pity, but I understand. I don't feel pity. I take that back. That was a bad thing to say. Because I'm not trying to insult anyone. I did. I was. I'd hurt myself. And I wasn't able to really work. So I spent a couple of years just thinking, thinking that this was something real here. but it really isn't. I mean, there's not enough stew out there. There's only one big kahuna, and he gets the lion's share. So, I mean, it's just a lot easier to pay the bills if I work. And I'm trying to do it both now. I've been back to work for a couple years, and I got, my life back together. And so I don't want people to think I'm passing judgment on other people. But it's a real cruddy feeling when your money's in other people's pocket, and the only way to get it is to extract it somehow. It's a cruddy feeling because that's their money. You got to convince them it's yours first to extract it. That's where you lose your soul. That's when things turn sour. That's when the good intentions are gone. That's when there's just nothing left of you. Is when when you can't earn your own money, when you got to convince other people that they, that the money in their pocket is yours and they should give it to you for whatever reason. I'm with Bill Hicks. If you're a marketer, if you're an advertiser, you should grab a rope right now, tie it around your neck, tie it around your chimney, and jump off your roof. Seriously. I'm just kidding, all right? I don't want you to go tie yourself up and jump off your roof. But seriously, if you are an advertiser, you should go start your car and suck on the tailpipe until your hair falls out, until your fingernails fall off. You should. I'm serious. But I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I don't want anyone to kill themselves. But seriously. No, all right, enough said. I hope I just hope I didn't insult. I know there's people out there that were fooled. I was too at first. You know what I mean? That's my thing on there. I guess I'll just stop. All right, go ahead and grab the phones. We'll open up the phone lines. We got about 20 minutes left. I'll put together stuff. If you want me to spend the next 20 minutes talking about the news, I can. I mean, I can talk. We can go to cannabis, about these little miniature robot carrier pigeons, little mini U.S. drones with they're sensitive enough to pick up enemy subs underwater. I mean, the thing's about the size of, I don't know, a wallet. How about Sarnoff and his in the kangaroo court? Never presented any evidence. I find it's funny that they all of a sudden add Michael Dorner to the same list as people like Osama bin Laden. All right, 718-717-8269 is the number. Welcome to the show.
JJ.
Hey, my man. Welcome to the Against the Wall.
Well, I just want to call in real quick and say welcome back to air. It's really great to have you back, and I'm just so proud to have met you. And I want you to know what you do really has an effect and a positive change. It's because of you that I met Jules and everybody else here at the network, and I'm just really proud to know you, brother.
Thanks, Vincent. That's one of the things that I'm probably the most proud of. If I've done anything in 7 or 8 years, the only thing that I've done that I'm really proud of is bringing people together that wouldn't have otherwise been brought together in a good way.
We all got to do our part. I'm not gonna hog there. Thanks, man.
All right, brother. My friend Vincent.
Right.
Vincent Isley. Yeah, I met old Vince. Met old Vince on a Greyhound bus. And it was a boring bus ride for a few minutes until I began to testify. No, it was not a boring bus ride. The bus ride I met Vince on was like epic. Epic frickin' bus ride. Had fist fights. Had, you name it, man. Had all kind, had one act of kindness that touched me to the point that I'll never forget it. It just had everything. Oops, did someone else just call us? Oh, I did miss a call. All right, well, you can call back. Yeah, I met Vincent on an epic bus ride with another buddy of mine, and it was again, it's because of my association. That now the trip had nothing to do with it, but it was because of what I was saying and the knowledge that I had that I became friends with Vince. He happened to be on the bus and was like, "Wait a minute, this dude ain't talking about kill Osama and bomb Iran and he's talking about shit that's true." So me and him became friends. He and I became friends, and I think I'll probably know him for the rest of my life. Vince, great guy, great guy. Wendy, ha, another friend I'm probably going to know the rest of my life. Her and I've been on some epic adventures, haven't we? We've had some epic frickin' fun together. I wouldn't know any of these people had I not been involved. So regardless of the bitterness that I may exhibit, and regardless of the disparity or the tone of the language I use when I try to articulate how I feel about basically this movement, don't for 1 minute think that I'm not just completely, totally, 100% humble and absolutely grateful that I know all you guys. And this is just the first show. I'll get a little sappy, or I was a little sappy. I mean, I just want, there's people now that are here that just have never heard my voice before on the air, which they're probably thinking, wow, for this? What's this dude? But no, I just want you to know that everybody here at UCY is a friend of mine. And anyone listening to the show, man, we've been through, we rode the river together, some of us. So we can keep it up, and we can hold our head up high knowing that, we just keep on keeping on. You know what I mean? You get kicked in the gut, and here you go. You just got to keep getting back up. And I know I got all you friends, and you're the guys that make me, like, every day, this is like war, I guess, because in the winter I always settle down, but this is war season. This is when I go out and give all my talks. I go to all the different events. So, and this is how I warm up for it with you guys. It gives me confidence knowing that I got friends out there. Yeah, so Sarnoff was given the death sentence, and was never even really had a defense. So, and he'll go down. And I was saying before the phone call, by the way, you can call. Y'all can call. What? All right. One more time. I'll run the number out to you. We only got about 15 minutes left. 718-717-8269. That's 718-717-8269. Call me if you care. So I've been off the air for quite a while. And quite a few things have actually happened. Tom Brady deflated some footballs. I mean, we should probably spend a couple more $1 million investigating that one. I mean, I'll bet you they spent more time, effort, and money investigating a fucking football than we did investigating 9/11. I know we spent more money investigating the stain on Monica Lewinsky's dress than we did on 9/11. I don't want to be vulgar. But I know this to be true. Imagine that. A ball that was deflated A pound. 1 pound of air pressure. Hey, welcome to the Against the Wall radio show. I'm your host, JJ.
Well, I'm your friend, Mike in Salt Lake City.
Hey, Mike, my brother. Glad to hear you, man.
Nice to hear you on the radio. Yeah.
You're not in Salt Lake. You're in Oregon, right?
Yeah, I am, but everybody knows who I am if I say that,
I know.
you know. So, yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're back on the radio temporarily. And
Well, I'll try to make it permanent for you.
Well,
At least 1 day a week I can probably do.
Okay, well, we'll give you all everything we can afford to give you, which is just hopes and laughs every once
That's
in a
all
while.
I want.
You know?
Look, I don't want any money.
I'll
I
send you my
figured
little
out how
finger
to
in the
fund my
mail.
operation.
Neat. So I want to publicly thank the people that have made this long-term. It's not an operation. It's like a country fair. It's like the Rainbow Family. It's just like everybody getting together anarchistically. You guys, and you don't agree on everything, but somehow you manage to get a message out, and it's really wonderful. Thank you very much.
Oh, man. It's me that I thank you guys. I thank the people that I still wonder why the hell anybody would want to listen to my voice. So, but
we don't want to listen to your voice. We want to listen to your experiences.
Okay.
There's a difference there. I mean, you know, the voice changes, but your experiences certainly didn't. And you got a lot to teach people vicariously because many of us have been very close to the place where you went. So you can come back and bring some great information about what it's like to go that far. And, that's what a scout does. So, scout, buddy.
Yeah, send in JJ. That's all right, man. I'm used to it, dude. I've been just Jimmy all my life, so if there was a hole that had to be jumped into, it was always me.
Well, good man.
Go get Jimmy.
Thank you very much.
Jimmy. Someone might get hurt. No, don't worry about it. It's just Jimmy.
Well, we're not crabs in a bucket either.
No,
we're not
man.
going to drag each other out of it down. We'll probably figure a way to lift a few of us up. So.
Well, that's why. Yeah. Hey, thanks for saying that too, because that's exactly what I when I see half the people out there, the little crybaby whine asses. That's what I see is a bucket of crabs. You know.
They're keeping them all down in there. One gets, oh, you're not getting out.
Yeah, it looks like one might make it out, and the rest are like, no way, you're down here with us.
Yeah. So your stories are wonderful of your life when you put them in context with what's going on now. You may not be aware of why people like to listen to you, but really a lot of it has to do with the way you experienced it in extremis. And keep it up, man. I so appreciate it.
Thanks. Mike. A blast from the past. I haven't heard your voice in a while, man.
Well, enjoy. We'll see you.
All right. Thanks for calling.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Yep. All right. There you have it. My good buddy Mike from Salt Lake City. Crabs in a bucket. Come on, man. Don't be a crab in a bucket. We're full-grown men and women. Dignity for all man. No one's free unless everyone's free. Right? Right? And you're not free unless everyone's free. And if you think you're free and that's enough for you, that maybe you're free and you have some freedom and fuck everyone else, that's a horrible attitude. Great call, Mike. Great call. Thank you for calling. But it's a horrible way. I mean, it's hard to even feel good about yourself. So sometimes you have to, sometimes you get the short end of the stick. Sometimes you are humiliated and you feel like you need to retaliate. But you know what? Sometimes you just take the pie in the face and you move on. Take the pie in the face. You don't always have to go grab a hammer and bash somebody's brains out for insulting you or for belittling you or making you feel humiliated. usually a person who spends a lot of time humiliating other people are people with no humility, people who've been humiliated. And they have no respect for themselves. And that usually starts from a pretty young age. So I guess it's time to put up the carpool bulletins for the 5th annual Freedom Palooza. This year we got, hopefully, I keep hearing that we're going to have Cynthia and the Kitty. She's not running for anything this year, so maybe she'll be able to come. I'm hoping to have Cindy Steele. We're going to have our regulars. Galad Amon's coming. There's going to be this is going to be our last party here at this event. So, July 4th, 5th, and 6th. Come on down to Freedom Palooza, freedompalooza.com. We'll have all the information up there. I'm not sure if it is yet. I was supposed to go to Paul's house this week. This whole week I was been planning to go down there, and it was just one thing after another that prevented me, but I'll get down there. Paul's my brother. Pokerface, pokerface.com. I mean, I don't understand why they don't sell a lot of records. Well, I do. It's because everybody can just grab their stuff off the internet, which is fine. But there's some beautiful guys, man. A band that's been at it for 20 years now. Same band. Every band knows that drummers come and go. So, but essentially the same band, 20 years, 7 albums. Their 7th album's coming out soon. If it wasn't his son's birthday party, I'd call him up right now and get him on here. Talk about the tribe. But you can believe if you come to Freedom Palooza, you won't be bothered by the tribe. We have radars and we don't. But we have free water, free beer while it lasts usually. And, see, at first, I really did think at first, that it was going to be this big thing, that we would get, hundreds of people and we'd go, do it in a couple of different cities. But you know what? I don't care. At this point now, as far as I'm concerned, now Paulie may still have different views, but to me, it's a party for our friends, for the people who spent this last year, from July 5th last year till July 5th this year, at war with the tribe, with the government, with the establishment, with the established oligarchy. It's hard work, and you deserve to come out and spend 3 days being entertained and educated. Whether you're educated or not, whether you're hearing stuff that you've already heard, whether you're in the other camp and you think everything, whatever. We have bands. It's a warm event where everybody shares. And I'm proud as hell to be part of it. So if you can make it down, I'll be doing other live shows before then, so I'll fill you in with all the details, all the unscrupulous details. All you gotta do is show up. Show up. I'll even set your tent up for you if you can't do it. Which, I mean, you may laugh, but hey, we have people that come down. There were a lot of people that come down that actually are either mildly or severely disabled that had a hard time, setting up for a 3-day camp out. And don't let that scare you, man. Come on down, and we'll take care of you. I'll keep you safe, and I'll make sure you get everything you need. And we'll have fun, man. We'll enjoy being around each other. You'll enjoy being, it's not just, men. We bring our wives and our children. And it's a big, huge venue. There's enough room for you to be alone or go up and be with the crowd. So we had a wedding there a couple years ago. A couple got married there at our event, which was kind of cool. But so come on down, man. Well, Whether you believe, whether you buy the swill that we're pumping out or not, man. It's a party for our friends, and you're our friends. You're the people that are out there trying to make a difference. So come on down. You know, we've never turned anyone away from the gate because they didn't have enough money to get in or to pay for the, you know, it's $30 for 3 days, $10 a day. $30 is for the whole camping ensemble. So, you know, whoever's in your car or what. So you just come on down. We're gonna let you come in. It's a party, man. It's not a crazy like a hippie festival with people ripping their clothes off and running around. It's a real festival for, you know, full-grown adult men and women to bring their families and have a good time and not actually be bothered by, you know, some of the freakier, you know, so far left that they can't see right. Jews are invited. Right. Everybody is invited. And we try not to discriminate against wine asses and crybabies. You guys can come too, but, you know, just pack an extra pair of drawers. Bring some extra undies. That's all. So I did the hour. Didn't talk about anything in the news, but I did get all the thank yous and the, you know, the I told you so's out of the way. And I am inviting everybody. Well, you know, and quite frankly, I always bring an extra tent, and so does Paulie. So we always have extra accommodations available. Yeah, I'm serious, man. Come on down. I'm going to stop saying man. It makes me sound like a kid. I'm 46 years old. So if you can come on down, that'll be great. If not, hey, I'll be back. I'll be back next Sunday. I'm going to try to come on the show Tuesday. I just have a pretty wild work week coming up, but I want to bring my friend Brian on. And it's kind of, I mean, it's just another reason that sometimes, man, yeah, you have to, nothing ventured, nothing gained, man. If you're not willing to risk something at some point for someone else, then, you know, what are you doing? I don't even mean in the movement. I mean in life. What are you doing if you're not willing, at least at some point in your life, willing to risk something for another person, for another cause, for, you know, the way, you know, for anything. Then what are you doing? You know, what are you doing? Because doing nothing, saying nothing, speaks louder than words. Seeing evil and saying nothing is worse than, you know, almost as bad as the perpetrator of the evil itself. I'm not going to call anybody a coward because it's scary, the specter of losing things. All right, I want to thank everybody. Stay tuned. There's some more great shows coming up. My good buddy Hal, Behind the Woodshed. Hey, man, that's the show you should be listening to, Behind the Woodshed. Stay tuned. This has been Paul.
All right? Don't let them fool you into thinking you're wild and you don't have to care. They can call it whatever they want, but they can't make it hate.
I'd rather die than be a slave to thee. Don't treat me this way. I'd rather die than be your slave. I will survive.